even the damage was coming out from even the sports here in MG Trust. We need to see the same thing coming out from 496. They had a specific lineup that had to play with combinations. Arena Kisses had to fly through every single time. We weren't seeing that from 496 last time. So again, just work on that coordination, work on how to get the initiation. They do have the first picks coming through, but before that, I was requested to do this, so I've got to do it. Shout out to Brian Ocampo on Facebook. Thank you for all the support throughout this time. And shout out to Mr. Jong, the one guy I bounce offlane ideas with and talk about Teary with as well. Thank you for your help. But game number 2 here, 496 again. Fix that coordination up. Yeah.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
Yeah, of course. All right. I did have a penne pesto pasta, and my mom makes something. We get like a Hungarian sausage, or a spicy Hungarian sausage. We chop it up, kind of stir fry it with some bell peppers and some onions. So that was it. It's very good. We had a poached egg on top. My mom was feeling fancy, so she cooked some really good stuff today. It was a very good lunch, but that means, sadly, when I have a heavy lunch like that, no merienda. So I'm not going to have any merienda. If you're going to ask, I'm sure you will have something good, but I'm probably just going to have a cup of coffee waiting for that second series afterwards. But yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Mike.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Definitely, it has good timings to play with for the aggression as well. Love the combination with Clockwork, because you've got 2 long range catch-up kind of initiating sort of heroes, so you can follow up on the Puck's initiation, or you can follow up on the Clockwork quite nicely. 496 kind of getting some responses. Grimstroke Silence is going to cause some initial issues for the Puck, along with the Nyx Assassin. Of course, Spike Carapace can break off the Puck's mobility as well. Really curious to see 496 go for Centaur. I think you're picking Centaur into Puck, right? So in some cases where you get Dream Coiled, Stampede is not going to save you. We're going to have to see what they do, kind of figure out with the Centaur in this game. Of course, it's a very durable offlaner. We saw the Bristleback do a lot of work with just Vanguard and Hood of Defiance. Same thing happens with Centaur. It's the same buildup. You want a Hood of Defiance, you want a Vanguard on top, you're going to be unkillable. We'll just have to see if the utility works itself out. You do have a strong combo with Inkswell as well, but now MG Trust do pick up the Monkey King. So they've got Monkey into Centaur, which is a matchup Centaur doesn't enjoy, because the Monkey King's a bit longer ranged in melee for some reason. And of course, he loves tanky offlaners. You get 4 hits off, get Jingu, suddenly you're very happy to be in that lane. 496 will have to watch that. Of course, they do get the Ember on their side. They've got mobility on their end. You don't have the best lockdowns yet from MG Trust to deal with that, at least on the sports. They do get the Oracle combination with the Monkey King. There is a decent route there, but it should still be a better Ember game for Hung to play with. Much easier for him to zip in and out and get the damage off this time.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team back. Radiant team back. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Clockwork hook. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious how 496 closes out here. Looks like we're waiting for the safe lane hero coming through, so we'll see what Drew gets to play this time around. Didn't have the best time in the Slark. I think you're gonna have to watch yourself here, as MG Trust will pick first, so you will see your off-lane matchup. It's ability for Masaro's Puck, but I don't think off-lane Puck's been all too hot. But the flexibility is still there on hand, so we'll have to see how it closes out. MG Trust taking their time in getting that next ban out, so really trying to figure out what they want to pop out here in the off lane. And they do take care of the anti-mage, so just one of those high mobility heroes that, again, your lockdown isn't exactly instantaneous. You don't have a source of hex here until you get a Sight of Vice down the line on your Puck, perhaps, so no option for that. Just don't want to have to deal with the AM jumping in and out and trying to burst down the Puck with Man Void. So safe enough pick to ban out 496. I guess there's some options here. Ranged heroes don't feel particularly amazing, mainly because Clockwork and Monkey King solved the gap closing issue. So a Drow would still be exposed. A Luna might be okay, but it also still has that initial issue of once you're jumped, you're kind of dead. Maybe something like... No, Terrorblade's not good as well, just because Puck and Monkey King can kind of cause issues for you in terms of raw damage. Not sure what you'd really want here in the pause one. All the highly mobile ones were banned out. Even the Weaver was taken out by 496. Yeah, exactly it. Like, Terrorblade sounds like the best hero on the pool, but I don't... It doesn't feel easy. PL could be nice, yeah. I mean, Monkey King will have to go for... I mean, he tends to go Battle Fury anyway, but even then, it's not a great feeling against a Phantom Lancer. Like, Cleave doesn't solve all your issues. You need AoE spells. Your Puck is there. They might be able to counterpick on the last pick, but I think 496 might be clearing out for that. They take out Legion Commander, they take out Sand King. You see here's that can deal with PL. Set themselves up. They go Lesh, yeah. So it's a natural PL counter even if it comes out here.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Choose your hero.
Yeah, it's not amazing. I think you've got the answer here to deal with the Spectre. Like, the Blade Mail comes through, it could hurt Masaros a lot to deal that damage out on the Lush, but I don't think you worry about it too much. We'll have to see what 496 takes out. And you could play with maybe Haunt with Spectre already ink-swelled close by to the Grimstroke. One way to kind of build the aggression up. You have to be really aggressive on the Stampede here with that BB. You cannot really save it for defensive use. In a big team fight, like 2 heroes in Dream Coil, Stampede will do nothing. So again, you just have to watch your time for your spells, watch the coordination. The same issues we saw in game 1 have to disappear. 496 has to work better as a whole unit, because MG Trust, well, they play nearly perfectly with each other, and it does make it a lot easier for them to approach these games. So we'll see. I think the big thing with the Spectre is you have to stall the game out. Like, you get Blade Mail, you're not ready to fight. You need a Manta, you need a Heart, you need a Basher, you need your level 20 talent for plus 400 HP. So there's a lot of time 496 has to stall out with her 4 other heroes. And they also have to kind of always be aware of Haunt. They have to use it every single time it's up because it's such a long cooldown spell. You need to maximize that whenever it's up just to get something going for your Spectre as well.
By the way, in turning off the camera, sir, FYI.
Oopsies.
Prepare for battle.
No, you don't even turn it back on now.
My
It's
bad.
too late. There's mistake, sir.
I'm sorry.
It's
Still,
alright, John.
yeah. We're into the game, so it should be an interesting one to see. I think one thing we've been missing as well is like the level 1 bounty rune fights, right? Like sometimes teams just kind of clump around, they don't really force the issue. This time around, it's looking like the same story. MG Trust just kind of sticking around in mid-tier 1. They got a nice, really aggressive forward ward onto the cliff. That could have been spotted out here. There were pings flying out. I do believe the MG Trust ward went first. So they spotted out the ward from 496. And they should be able to get the B ward down the line. Just need to invest in the sentry. There you go. Leona was ready. So Q should get a nice easy D ward. That should mean his ward will be taken out later on. But you're just kind of burning your resources here.
Trust hanging around the Roshan pit for now. It looks like they want to try and secure first blood at that top rune spot, but if you're 496, you really probably want to avoid a fight right now. Your draft, in terms of these really early bounty rune fights, is not good. So you need to just avoid fighting, go into the lane without giving any kills away. At least you get out the Observer ward there, so he should be able to get a D ward on the next assassin. And they indeed do not give anything away here. As Bombi's going to try and D-ward Leona. He was around for the D-ward, but he wanted to try and deny off the obs, but he could not quite. Very nice from 496 to get the early D-ward off.
Yep, just taking away the wards. In fact, both sides don't have wards standing like. So the D ward up top and deny, then the D ward here. No vision except for this forward ward down bot. So we'll see if 496 can maximize that vision advantage. Still mid lane, Puck versus Ember. A matchup we saw a lot in the last patch, right? Like you'd see this a ton, and Fearless should have a really good time here early on, but Hong Hong's not going to be completely shut out, so the Ember should still be able to get its spikes. Really want to see more activity from Pawsport to kind of get an advantage in that mid lane down the line.
Q doing a great job already up at that top lane. John Bombi taking so much damage from that level 1 battery assault, and Q's going to get a courier now. This is very smart positioning here from our Clockwork. Just getting pretty much everything he can early on, and Bombi is going to lose his sentry ward, which is going to be a little bit frustrating for him because he can't block off the large camp here to stop the pulls happening. And I think that's going to be very important for this top lane for 496. They can't allow the large camp to be pulled by Q. So if you do, then Drew's going to get no farm.
Yeah, you can't afford to starve out his Spectre early on. So let's see if they can regain that control. Of course, it looks like a fairly good start for Drew already, though. 6-1, slightly ahead of Masaros, not really being slowed down too much. Have to watch your level spikes. I think when you get a Flesh Rack at level 3 and even Q at level 2, once you have power cogs to play with the combinations, there's a lot of damage that can fly out, and you have to be very careful of when you use the Spectral Dagger to farm, because if it's down when you're caught out, you're not going to have a way to run out those cogs there.
Look at Q though, look how, I mean, it's just fundamental play, right? This is nothing special, but the fact that he's blocking the small camp, he comes back over to the large camp, you position yourself around this area between the tree line, and it makes sure that Bombi cannot pull the large camp. I really do enjoy the way Q's playing this in the Clockwork. I think this is it's very basic, but it's also very clean. And it'll allow Masaros, as levels go up, to start being aggressive, but now Q's gonna get stunned up by the Ink Swab, but no. Drew backs off. Q's gonna be fine. And with that, we'll have a look at the last lane, which is the bot lane where you'll see DPC and Yassi up against Jackie and Leona X. And for now, Jackie, kind of as to be expected, is having a pretty nice time on the Monkey King. 14-4, top of the CS board. Not much that DPC can do about it right now with Yassi to slow him down.
Yep, they can't really stop him. It's dual melee against Monkey. You're always going to enjoy the matchup. Yassi can kind of stun combo. he needs some levels up. He did go just for the mana burn to annoy out Leona X, but that means you're not really lining up for any aggression in your end here from 496. So Jackie gets free farm, and you know, if you allow this Monkey King to ride into the battlefield really quick, you're gonna have issues because the Spectre doesn't go battlefield anymore. The Blade Mail just doesn't have the same impact, even though you get it slightly earlier. So you really want to try and punish the Monkey King early on, but again, they just can't quite get spacing, and I think it's just really difficult to run a dual melee lane against Monkey. You just don't have a range advantage, you don't have harassment, that can be easy to apply. So Jackie's just very free to just keep farming like this.
Nice pull here from Bombi. Makes it work, Q. He's a little bit distracted. Trying to annoy Drew. Oh, wait a minute, Bombi. In fact, never mind that, because bot lane, Yassi is going to go down. First blood achieved by Leona X. Not going to be a great start for 496's, or even that top lane. A lot of harassment being dealt onto Bombi. He's going to be able to salve up. And even the mid lane, there is a bit of a chase on these water runes right now, and 496 will be able to secure both water runes. Fearless unable to get one as there's no support rotations coming in. And that's a bit surprising as well, right? Because on the puck, as long as Hung isn't level 6, you would assume he would be able to get the water runes, but he even misses that range creep there with the orb, but eventually does get it, but now it's going to cost him his life. Yassi came in for the impale, and a couple of mistakes made there by Fearless in the mid lane eventually does cost him his life.
Yep, just kind of focusing on something else. He was trying to get the stacks up in the jungle, and he does manage to build a little one while killing off one creep, but it's not worthwhile with that kind of exchange. Hung was slightly behind the mid lane, now bounces back in, so the Ember should match the level 6 timing, if not be faster on hitting that level spike, and you have to watch the Ember once he has that mobility up.
Well, Bombi does go down to the Grimstroke. Drew gonna try and chase Q, but understands he can't chase too far, otherwise Masaros might be able to get the Diabolic Edict back up and could just chase the Spectre down. So I'd say things are going all right for 496, especially in that mid lane. We kind of already talked about it, but Fearless has been struggling a little bit. I say that though, in terms of CS he is still ahead. Even in terms of XP, somehow Fearless is still ahead. But at least Hung is trying to keep up as Masaros top lane now, mate. Strong. He's going to try and ward the Fairy Fire, but the Spectral Dagger is going to be enough. That'll be a very important kill there for Drew on the Spectre.
Yeah, I love this coming out from 496. They realize they've got pretty strong combo with Inkswell on a Spectre. You can just run up and isolate. They are looking for punishment in the middle. Q rotates.
He does rotate the Dream Coil. Cogs could push him out of the coil if he wants, but he's waiting for the right moment. Eventually not going to get it off. He waited too long.
Is under attack.
Hung does get himself out. Fearless, he will at least be able to get an arcane rune for himself, but they definitely wanted to try and kill off the Ember there.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. Q's still hanging around the area though. There's no relief here from the side of 496. Yassi's sort of close by, is just kind of playing tag around, trying to hunt down Leona X, and both supports are camping mid. Looks like they really want to commit for that kill, and Hung.
Hung is caught now. He still has remnants. He's not going to die. Impel is also out by Yassi. Make sure Fearless cannot follow up with the silence. Hung, he's getting a lot of damage off. Fearless, he's going to have to go for a reset.
Just going back to farming, and this is where some of that build-up really starts to come into play. The Ember, again, already has Wraith Band, is just going into Power Treads, more than likely into the Orb of Corrosion, whereas Fearless, he's trying to go for the Travels. The build-up of Witchblade is also a bit slower, so Hung's going to have a moment where he just feels so much stronger than Puck, and you really have to temper yourself back from that Ember early on until you get some items up in the Puck.
Oh, Q, he's getting punished here. Nice play from Bombi, but now Fearless going to rotate in. Silence will wear off. Fearless needs to be careful. He'll get the silence in, and the Orb Drew! Oh no!
A game of some sort?
Drew, why?
Ooh,
Why did he come in, John?
Is under attack.
Hung? Might be able to punish. Courier at least? No, not even that. Fearless is going to chase him down a little bit as Q's rotated and Hung. He has no mana for remnants, but he does have stick charges, so he should be alright. He'll be fine. In fact, he's faster than Q anyway. Going back to that top fight though, I mean, I thought Fearless was overextending on the puck, but that orb was enough damage, and for Drew, that's going to feel a bit rough.
Yeah, I think Drew overestimated how tanky he was. He has a blade mail. I think he wanted to reflect some damage back to Fearless because he was fairly low. Tried to punish, but a bit of a gambit that doesn't pay off. For MG Trust going to feel a lot happier now. 4-3, very even on kill board, but a 2K lead up for MG Trust. They've got basically free farm for Jackie Bot once more, and he is pulling ahead of Drew's hero once more. The Battle Fear is not quite up. The Blade Note's up on Drew, so he needs to maximize that time in the jungle. 496 for their part will have to really protect that Spectre. They could look to play with the first Haunt here. You don't tend to see that prioritized by Spectre players anymore, but it is available for Drew if he wants to join in. For now though, MG Trust, knowing that they've got space here with one here in the jungle, they're going to shove in some towers, and Masaros and Leshrac can make that make these towers melt really fast.
Yeah, I might add, it was quite nice of Drew to get the very early blade mail there. I believe he even rushed it before the brown boots, and of course up against the Leshrac with Diabolic Edict and Pulse Nova, having the blade mail means he just can't kill you off as long as you've got the blade mail active. We did see Masaros earlier on trying to chase down Drew. In fact, now Masaros might get punished for trying to push this tier 1 tower down. Stampede is out. Fortune's End going to be there. Q going to try and save Masaros. He's running out of there. Drew, he's the one going down as Jackie now has rotated. They will kill off Drew for the sake of Masaros. Oh, it's not worth it. 496, they are not going to be happy with that. Hung, can he get a bit more for their trouble? Leona dropping low. Cox pushback. Q could not push him out of the coil. Hung, he's going to be all right for now. They do at least get an Oracle on top, so it's not quite as bad for 496.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But again, you don't want to see a Spectre die like that. Not ever.
It's just, again, really aggressive plays coming out from Drew. I appreciate the aggression now. Opportunity to rotate and punch that BB bot.
That they are. Masaros getting the damage off that BB. Fortune's End gonna land. Jackie meanwhile kills off Bombi at the top lane. And that BB goes down to the bot lane. This is where it begins for Motivate Trust. You can almost feel it when they've got that momentum behind them. They're starting to get just a little bit excited. For 496, the game plan should be very clear. Protect the Spectre. Eventually, he's going to be a bit of a powerhouse, but you've got to protect him for a while.
Never refuse.
Yep, just buy that space out for Drew. Give him stacks, give him space to farm, and try not to drag him into fights. Like he keeps trying to set for his team. He cannot be the initiator. He does not want to be the initiator. It needs to be someone else up front. Probably need to see that BB be more active on the map. He's been farming bot lane really nicely. Does have the Hood of Defiance up, waiting for the blink. Maybe they just wait out for the blink timing here before they can start to play around the Centaur, but you really don't want the Spectre anywhere up front. They've got level 6 up in Yasi. They can start hunting around here.
You'd love Fearless. Oh, Spy Carapace off the mark. Oh, the Impale as well misses Hung. Chains not going to land either. No, he gets the Remnant Chains in. Hung will fix up the mistakes. Very nice kill there on Fearless. Slow down the puck even more, and
tower is under attack.
Fearless has still been ahead in net worth in accordance to the Ember Spirit, but Hung is eventually going to be able to catch up if this keeps up.
Yeah, it's not too big of a difference here. 4.5 up against 4.6. So Hung's starting to bounce back in. Again, it's down to the build-up. It's a lot easier for Ember to apply that damage out with Orb of Corrosion and Power Treads, although right now Hung's just holding on to Power Treads and Wraithband, not quite committing for a full Orb. Let's see what he builds up. I think when you see Corrosion, you tend to want Phase Boots instead, but we'll see what the final closeout here is for Hung. You can see Masaros making his way mid. He wants to apply pressure in that mid tier 1. The rest of his team are sort of hanging around the ramp area as well. They do have Hook ready on Q. They can make some plays happen here.
There goes Masaros. Yeah, see, he knows. He goes into the Spine Carapace, into the Impale, and now Masaros going to be in big danger. But Hung did not jump in with the Inkswell. The heals are going to fly out from Leona X. That's going to be enough.
Dire structures are
496, they know how important it is to protect that mid tier 1, because you've got a Spectre and you need the jungle to be available. So they can't really afford to allow that mid tier 1 to drop very quick. Otherwise, Drew's going to have a lot less farming space, and that's never going to feel good.
Yeah, certainly not what you want there. You can see Q sort of keeping track though, like he's hanging right outside vision, trying to figure out an angle for mid if they set up, or maybe looking at top. You do walk under, Bombi, smoke pops.
Be an easy kill here for Q. Just hook shot into the battery sort of cons should be enough. Stampede, he's going to try and give this one out, but Q, he sees the angle. Nice easy angle there for the clockwork, and Jackie will happily take the kill himself. And that should mean they go back for the mid-tier 1 now, as you haven't got the stroke of fate to worry about anymore. Masaros, he's going to go in. Yes, he's going to try and block out some of the damage again. Another impale, but now Fearless. He's in with the Dream Coil, locking down the Ember, but there's your Haunt down. True, he wants to try and fight back, but Jackie's coming in. Hung's already dead. Leona is still alive, but does barely go down as that baby now with the hoof stomp onto Jackie, but it isn't going to matter. They've lost the mid-tier 1, and they lost the Ember. That is going to be exceptionally bad news for 496. As now Drew is going to have to be very careful where he farms. MG Trust, they have plenty of roaming potential with their draft.
Yeah, they can just really open up the top jungle, expand on the wards they already have there, and just keep trying to invade. That'll limit Drew to the triangle. And the timing's here really nice for MG Trust. The Battle Fury's up for Jackie. So he's going to be able to flash farm this ancient stacks, no conception, no vision, and
nice hook shot, Q. Gonna make sure the Bombi cannot follow up onto Masaros, and Jackie, he's quote-unquote kill securing here on the Monkey King jump. He's doing a great job of it, finding his 4th kill of the game with that Boundless Strike, and well, he has come ahead of Drew now in terms of net worth.
Yeah, and the flash farm is just gonna get even faster. Again, with the Battle Fury up, it's just more efficient than a Spectre with Blade Mail. Drew can still clear out camps, but not at the same pace a Monkey King can with his mobility and with his damage. So you have to find a way to stop that here on the side of 496. Keep playing with Vendetta. They are trying to be aggressive. Another smoke out from 496. We'll see if they can find that big target. Ideally, you catch Jackie out here.
Absolutely, Yassi gonna move in with the Vendetta now into the triangle. Jackie be a massive target. Fearless gonna be around. Remnants forward. The Ring Coil is there, but they've caught the Monkey King. Jackie surely has no way out. He's gonna try and get the Jiggy Mastery. Yassi, no, the Spike Carapace. He waited. SQ is gonna kill off Yassi, but it's still looking great for 496. They even found Fearless now. Chains is out. Phase shift. Orb Jordan not gonna work. The chains last long enough for Q. Gets a double kill, and now Masaros will chase down that BB on the Centaur and should eventually be able to burst him down unless that BB lands a stun like that. Leona is going to chase with the False Promise and Fortune's End, but will not be able to connect the Fortune's End. A 2-for-2 trade, but a very favorable trade for 496.
They find a big target they want. They manage to punish out Jackie. He is going to be very vulnerable until a BKB comes through. But this is the time to hunt the Monkey King down. This is the time to stall out that S and Y timing Jackie's trying to save up for. They're buying a ton of space out for Drew. He manages to stay #1 in net worth. 8.8k now. Flying out the full Manta, it looks like, so he's going to be ready to go. He can actually do something in the haunts. He's got a lot more durability with a lot more HP to play with his dispersion, and he can dispel off the silences. The Drew's got some angles to go in now if he wants to, and the side of MG Trust, well, they haven't really built a big enough of a lead to really overcome that, so you need to be cautious going in. They need to factor in the Spectre and try to protect Jackie more. They've been really good at it so far, but they haven't really respected the Nyx Assassin initiation with the Ember. Like, they've got sentries down, but they need to maybe have someone else follow Jackie around to just keep him safe.
Nice rotation in from Yassi. He spots out the Oracle and realizes he has to kill off Leona first. Let's catch him out. Stampede is there. It's Edict. He is going to heal him up with the mech, but not enough. As Q now. Then hook shot in onto the Nyx Assassin. A big Dream Coil. Masteros, he's been trapped up, however. He's going to die. And Q is still trying to go onto Yassi. Now Wukong's command Boundless Strike. It does finally get the Nyx Assassin. Can they at least kill Drew though? That's the big one. Fearless gonna get chased down. Now Hung with a double kill. Jackie has to run. Oh, just very unfortunate there. I'm not sure if you saw it, John, but Masaros, he got Warcraft 3 blocked by the Spectre illusions, I believe it was. So Drew actually blocked him in with the Manta illusions and the Horn illusion, and he could not move.
Yeah, it's a tricky time, and 496 are just playing it right this time. They're hunting down Luna X first. We haven't seen false promises come true from the Oracle, so you're missing out the potency of the saving support. It's not able to keep Masteros alive long enough to really do the damage he needs to do. they should know with Haunt down though that they can maybe go around the map, make something happen. And this is the time for MG Trust to force initial.
Masteros is quite out of position here unless his team can punish. Hookshot Q right on the edge, does catch the Centaur. They're gonna get something. Hung will move in. Jackie, Boundless Strike is gonna connect, but Hung is gonna be able to back off. Bombi still moving forward. But no, they aren't going to be able to get anything out of this. MG Trust are going to be fine. Hung. Sticking around. Zen. Connect. Chains is out. Fearless, he's got the coil. Locking down the Ember. Fine. Double silence is there. Still the Cox pushback. No Hung. He's going to be alright. Again, the coil does not snap in time. But Jackie... he's not going to be able to lock him down. Still, they'll keep going. Hung, Fearless, very low. Will orb away towards the north. Yassi, Impel does land. He'll get the puck. But it is going to cost him his own life. The next assassin will drop it. Here comes Drew now. Starting to move into the team fight. Hung, still kiting. Another nice chains out. Jackie, going to stick around. He has the SNY up now. And Hung, back. Fortune's End. It's going to be on Jackie, but he does not primal spring in. Boundless Strike, the hook shot, they do get the kill, but now that BB with the hoop stop in, onto Q, should be able to get the clockwork. Hogs is out, they are trying to go into Drew instead, but Drew's going to turn down Leona X and try to at least get an Oracle for his trouble, but the Split Earth does land. He might need to run. Jackie is still around with Wukong's command. Drew is still manning up. He still wants to fight. The illusion's around that BB. He'll be the one to claim the kill. And now they waste the Wukong's command, but Oracle has brought back. Here comes Fearless. The stuns are out. They get that BB into another. They want Bombi. And Bombi's going to try and run to the south, but it does not look like he has a way out. He'll ink swell, but he's gone. And I'll tell you what, John, this is one thing I really missed about Southeast Asian Dota. Is the very long, prolonged team fights that we used to see all the time. It's not over. It's still going. They're chasing down the next assassin now. Fearless after Yassi. Jackie will even join the fray. Fortune's End, not going to land. Yassi's still running, but a big balance strike out. Jackie going to secure the kill.
The Monkey King and lives.
I miss that so much about SCA Dota, John. I miss it so much.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful to watch. Both sides just constantly keeping the aggression up. 496 definitely staying in this game. It feels like the trades have been working in their favor for the most part. The side of MG Trust are not quite finding the angles. They're kind of being disrupted around. They get caught off guard by Drew when he comes in, so they're forced to retreat. It does open up the opportunity to go into the Roche. They did buy back when we own the X, so they want to get more outfit, and the Roche is going to melt fast, but 496, they know what's up. They're smoked up as two.
Bombi Stampede, they're going to move in now. Chains, big hoop stop out that BB. He caught the Monkey King. Jackie in big trouble. He's going to die, and so did Leone X. Now Masteros is gone. Fearless is going to try and blink his way out. That BB is going to be on the chase. They won't get him. But man, a big hoop stop with the Soul Bind is going to turn the team fight right around, and now 496 might be the ones to get the Roshan.
Yeah, it doesn't quite melt the same way here. They don't really have the same amount of damage hold.
Yas is still going. Fearless, he was caught out for a second, but now he'll be punished. Roshan's still alive. Q might be able to go for a hook shot. Aegis still. He's got to try here. I don't think you give it away to the Spectre. Hook shot? No, it's off the mark. Drew, he takes the Aegis, he runs. And meanwhile, the team fight has broken up again because Q has been caught on the clockwork and is going to die. As that BB does get the stun off. And suddenly 496 are putting up a real nice fight here in this game number 2. As we are 21 to 20. There is a 3k net worth lead for 496.
Yep, they're starting to really pull ahead here. You're constantly ahead with Drew. He hasn't been punished at all for sitting back and farming up, whereas Jackie's been forced to really be active on the Monkey. The fights have not paved off to be really clean for Jackie as well. So he's not getting as much here. And MG Trust, they need to get some key items up. You need more on Fearless. Like, he has Travels, that's it. No Witch's Blade up yet. Nothing. Just blink. He needs some damage on this puck to really start getting the follow-up. And this is one issue with MG Trust draft as well. They don't have a tanky frontliner. Like, who jumps in first? It's either the Monkey or the Puck. Neither are tanky enough to sustain damage like the Centaur can. Like, Dat BB can just jump in, not care too much about the counter initiation, and get some work done.
Oh, bot lane Fearless gonna try and fight this out. Bombi not gonna connect with the Inkswell. You're right. Yassi, he's been looking around for this puck quite a lot. Fearless, I believe they know where he is. He'll be all right.
And he did throw out the Dream Coil in that attempt, so he's not going to have that up for a few seconds. It's not the longest cooldown in the world, but it's another opportunity for 496. They take over the bot jungle. Yassi with Vendettas just all over the map. It's forcing the economy game for MG Trust to drain out from these supports. They have to get so many sentries to keep themselves safe, and it just stops the progression coming out from Q and from Leona X. You'd really want the Glimmer Cape up here on your Oracle just to defend yourself better, but there's just no room to get that farm up. So MG Trust, the economy is not quite lining up their way. 496 now, 2k up, not massive by any means, but it's big enough to be noticeable at this point. And Drew is just very close to finishing up his copy to catch one out.
Jackie, that's a big pick off again. 496 doing a great job. Into Q now. They found the clockwork. They'll get him.
Double kill.
Oh, Drew, he's feeling very strong now on the Spectre. That's one thing we never really mentioned, John, is the horde to find Jackie in the tree line is always going to be very effective.
Yeah, it's just working out well. Like 496 play with that haunt timing, and have been really good with forcing out aggression with a haunt. So they're just maximizing the potential of the Spectre. They're not being too passive with it, and it's just the right mix of farm and aggression, and it's lining up really nicely. MG Trust now are the ones running out of map space. They need much more farm on their Monkey. They need so much more farm on their Puck as well, and they're going to be forced to defend.
Coil is there. Fearless going to jump in. Hung already with the BKB. Drew, he's man fighting here. Masros, it's going to be all right. Remnants forward. Fearless going to go for a run, but Hung maybe might have got the chains off there, but no. Fearless is going to be all right. Hung isn't giving up though. He really wants the kill. He's out of Remnants now, but he is close to Fearless, but does not connect the Sleight of Fist. Gonna be all right. But now, Drew is still around. Fearless, that is a dangerous position to farm, as the dagger is gonna fly out. Fearless. No, he is gonna make it, I think. He'll TP. Pings are out, but it's too late.
Yeah, it's a really long chase. Fearless gives him, so it's some space, some pressure relief from the mid-tier 2. Very low HP, 149.
BB, Masseros, big cord, do they have the damage? Hook shot, great from Q, right in onto the Grimstroke, they found one, and there goes Yassi on the Nyx Assassin. That BB forced the Stampede away. Bit overly confident there without Hung and without Horde to go in like that. That BB, not safe either, the coil does land. He knows he's dead.
Get up if you can.
And that's something you don't want to do with your 496. You want to wait for Horde, and you want to make sure Hung is behind you. You're going to initiate by a tier 2 mid-tel.
Yeah, it's a bit keen coming up from 496. They're the ones to underestimate MG Trust this time. They find themselves on really good pickups.
Hung, not like this, Hung. What are you up to, sir? They can perma-stun you, but he gets the PKP off. My God. That's risky. I mean, he was 0.1 of a second off from getting stunned by that split earth. That would have meant his death.
Yeah, 100%. He's not the one carrying the Aegis as well, so very risky spot for that to happen, but does drag his BKB down to 7 seconds as well.
Oh, nice setup, Yassi on the Nyx Assassin. He has been the bane of Fearless's existence this game. And you see how easy it is to set up once you get the Impale off. Drew just comes in for a free kill every time.
Scanning.
Yeah, it's the next counter pick to Puck. It's just so good. And setting up, the Vendetta just makes it so hard for Puck to really figure out what's a safe spot to try and split push, what's a safe spot to camp in and get some farm up, while trying to give Jackie some space. and you're just constantly being punished. Fearless now is behind Hung's net worth, which is not what you want to see. They might be able to punish Bond at least here.
Hook shot, and they found Bombi. Grimstroke is going to die. Net worth still remains at a 3k advantage to 496.
Coming in.
It hasn't really moved too much recently. And, actually, Jackie, I have Scotty suddenly up on the Monkey King.
Yeah,
True.
he's been
The same.
Yeah, he's been allowed to save up. Still ahead by 1k. So he already has a Basher flying here on the Spectre, which is a lot better. Like, you're one item up now in the Spectre. You're always going to have more presence early on. You've got potential to stun tree now as well.
Drew just found like 3 different items from one ancient camp. Yassi, underneath the sentry ward. Hookshot's going to be there from Q. A nice by Carapace, but it's not going to matter. Yassi should be dead. It does go
Radiant's
down.
middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has been
You
denied.
deny off that mid tier 2 tower, but I think for MG Trust, if they just keep holding out and punishing 496 like that, the game will look a lot more even pretty darn quick. As mid lane now, they're looking at Hung to be able to remnant away. I think 496 do need to be awfully careful to give too much away here to motivate.
Yeah, MG Trusses are about to hit some item spikes. Fearless, one part away from the Aghanims. So you're going to have the BKB piercing Dream Coil next. That's going to stop the effectiveness of this BKB on Hung. You're going to have Lockdown to hold him true, to control the Ember. It's been a while since we've seen Hung punish. He's only died twice. You really need to prevent that Ember from taking complete control in these fights. 496 though, again, with that slight lead, are still doing well. The Abyssal's being saved up for by Drew. Once you've got that Abyssal, I think you're going to feel really nice about your chances to just play around the haunt timings and Leona.
Leona's been caught. You don't really want to lose the Oracle this early on. He's going to try and survive, but Drew's damage output is a little bit too high. Get another nice kill here. Hook shot. It's going to be... They found the Grimstroke Bombi, but now the Horde comes out. They know the Oracle's dead, so they can go to the team fight. Soulbind does connect. The Oracle will buy back Leona. He'll come back into the team fight, but 496, they're looking good so far as they try to smoke away. But Jackie, he's looking for a way in. They stun up the Nyx Assassin. Hung looking to go in himself. Wukongs has been thrown out. Hung still trying to fight up against Leona to get the tie back. They will lose Yassi. Hung should have the Oracle. Still trying to heal himself up. Leona does die. And now the Remnant away will mean a dieback as Fearless now has been caught. There goes Drew to get another kill on the Spectre. Balance is out though. They get Bombi back. But now Masros is in trouble. That baby with the follow-up stun. Hung's pushback. Not going to be enough. And 496 once again approving. Oh, wait a minute, Drew. He'll be horrified. They did not have a stun. In fact, never mind, they do. A hook shot is in. Q found him. Drew does not want to die like this. There's a remnant in from Hung, but he's going to be punished. Uh-oh. Hung is going to remnant out.
There it goes.
Rocket Flare is there. They still have the vision. Jackie waiting for the Primal Spring to be able to bounce back in. Hung, I think he's safe. He still has
Radiant's
one
top
remnant.
tower is under attack.
And I love the fact that Drew immediately pinged out that there's a ward on that high ground. It's like, well, hold on, Drew. Maybe you shouldn't have been there in the first place, Drew. It's always the support's fault. Every time.
Yeah, it definitely is. Good punishment coming out from MG Trust. It did cost them a buyback. Fights are shaky for the side of MG Trust. They're only winning because 496 have, overextended once or twice. They're at the point now where you really worry about the Spectre now. Drew is just too big. He's level 24, level 20 talent up with the HP. Abyssal's pretty much done here as well for Drew, unless he wants to hold out for the buyback. There is a Roshop for both sides to take, and I think this is going to be the big objective you're going to be eyeing out. Haunt's going to be up in 20 though, so once the Spectre respawns, Haunt will be ready, and they get a good scan. So they know the Rosh is going to be forced here. They can look for the angle and fight, like they've got this beautiful Blink Inkswell stun combo that MG Trust keep getting caught out by. If they aren't careful, this is a really tight spot to be in.
Nice rocket flare though. Will give vision now the Stampede. Jackie has a BKB Q. That's a great hook shot. He's got the backlines. Bombi still gets the Soulbind off to the double silence. Fearless barely alive. The false promise came out in time with that BB. The Dream Coil's there. They even found Hung, but no, he gets away just on the Ember. Here comes the Horde though. Drew gonna join the team fight now. Onto Leona, they get the Oracle. Meanwhile, Fearless, he does kill off Bobby in the back lines, but Drew is still going onto Masaros. They will get the left track. Onto Q. Clockwork is gonna try and run. They won't be able to catch him. Fearless now does have the Aghanim Scepter up, but he needs 15 seconds for that Dream Coil, and Drew is going to start the Roshan again. They do have Hookshot. That's about all they have until that coil's back up in 4 seconds. Q's trying to find a this angle. Drew, Roshan getting low. They Hookshot Hung instead. They want the Ember, but the Roshan does go down. Drew, he picks everything up, and now he needs to run. Like, he's probably going to be all right. And you'd still have to call that a win for 496 unless Drew ends up dying here. Jackie's going to try and make that happen. Doesn't have the damage output. Drew, a bit too tanky on the Spectre, is going to be just fine. And who do you give those shots to, John?
This game, I'd say a bit tricky. I would personally lean towards just giving it, well, Bombi already has, unless that is handed over by Drew. So you don't need to give it to the Grimstroke. Perhaps the Nyx would be nice. Just having even more move speed around, having more burst on hand with Nyx is always good. And it is dropped, so it's Yassi who's going to take it up. Gonna have the upgraded Vendetta there again. Faster speed on hand, and more...
Wait, did he take it?
No, they passed it again. They sent it to that BB instead. Alright, so it's a double-edged strength per hero hit, and you're just going to be tankier in the front line. It's going to be really hard to burst down that BB.
Invisibility.
Yep.
Hold on. So every time you double edge someone, your strength goes up by 15% for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
What?
It refreshes per stack and stacks 5 times.
That sounds a bit ridiculous. Yassi caught out. Nice hook shot Q. Catches both supports there. Bombi could not run away, and now Masaros with the Yule Scepter would love to catch out Drew. Or even that BB. Instead, they're going to go on the Centaur. A nice Dream Coil. Hung is running in to try and help out, but now the Wukong's command is there. They've got the Centaur down. That BB is going to die, but now the Horn back into the team fight onto Leona. They want the Oracle dead first. He needs to go down, but the false promise is going to be there in time. And now Hung, he can still go after Leona, but it's not going to mean much as he needs to run. McHugh's on the chase. Hookshot, no. Oh, sometimes you've got to remember there is a camp there now. A bit unfortunate there for Q with that hookshot, but still a good team fight for Motivate Trust. At least for 496, they still hold on to the Aegis. So they can still look to make a big play. They'll have time to make it later on.
They're starting to bounce back in here for MG Trust. They're doing the right thing. They pick off the supports. Suddenly, the side of 496 will not have the follow-up stun. They're not going to have the control they need to get the follow-up in these fights. And the damage coming through from Jackie starting to build up. And Hung, ooh, they just miss out.
Leona, smoke broken. Q's gonna see him. He has the hook shot again. Bombi's gonna cancel the TP. Now they might be able to go as Yassi has overextended and is gonna die. Hung, he's still in danger here. Q is not gonna hook shot. Wukong's commands are second off. They might have just been waiting for that. Gotta be careful about Drew. Even without the Horn, he does a hell of a lot of damage right now on that Spectre. Mind you, Jackie's about to finish off a full Daedalus. That Daedalus is there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but do the statues crit? I feel like I read recently the Wukong's command statues actually crit with Daedalus. Unless I'm wrong there.
I feel like they do. They don't copy Bachelor or Abyssal, but they get everything else. So theoretically, they should crit. We'll see. As there has been, again, a damage issue coming out from MG Trust, even in full duration Wukongs. Oh?
He's going to be alright. He has the backup. That BB's going for an Aghanim Scepter, John. That's going to make life very hard for Motivate Trust, right? What is it, plus 40% damage reduction on a Spectre, of all things? Could you imagine?
Yeah, it's going to be really silly. You're just not going to be able to burst down Drew as long as, you know, save is there from the side of 496. MG Trust need to, I think they need to pivot on the build up on Fearless. He's trying to go for the Silver Edge, which is great. Having break against the Spectre, even the Centaur, is pretty nice. Of course, you'll probably focus on the Spec to try and make it softer. And I think you need more damage flying through from your puck at this point. You've got the phase shift attack talent. You can go really silly with maybe a Daedalus here, taking the slot of the Null Talisman. I think just having minus armor and a nice big AoE with a phase shift attack can really help your Monkey King's cause. And just again, prevent the damage from being an issue. Still, 496 are the ones applying pressure on the map. They're lined up bot. Yassi was cutting them off on triangle. And they're going to go for that tier 2. Top is being shoved in, but it's only Q, and he doesn't really push towers well by himself.
They found a double damage rune. That rocket flare did scout it out, so Motivate could make a rush for it. And yeah, Jackie, he's got the bottle up. He's going to rush with a Daedalus up now. This could be very dangerous timing if 496 get caught with their pants down, because they have no idea that was a DD rune up at that top rune spot. And Masaros and Fearless are kind of baiting them into the mid lane right now. Even though they are smoked, they're making it very obvious that they're
Radiant's bottom tower.
496, do they take the bait? Fearless, still trying to play around. We'll see. Does go for the chains out, but the coil was there, right onto the Ember, and now they'll go in. Soulbind is there, but Wukong's command, it's going to be a big Wukong's command. Right on Hung. He will end up healing up a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Jackie gets a Mega onto Drew now. The Spectre needs to run. At least for now, this is not the team fight unless that BB can set up onto Fearless, but the Invis is going to save the day as now they go right back in. Buyback on Bombi not going to mean much unless, well, maybe they do catch Q. He's pretty tanky. He has a BKB up on the clockwork. He has hookshot at 1 second to boot. He gets one as well. Bombi, he just fought back on that Grimstroke, and he's going to die back immediately. Now Fearless can move in. Drew's gonna go for a TP out, and he's gonna make it. Yassi does run towards the right. That's a big team fight there for Motivate. And it's looking like they have become the stronger team in this game number 2 now.
Yeah, they've got massive spikes on hand. Right now for 496, it's really the Spectre show. Yeah, Hong is, you know, the moment he gets caught out like that, he's just gone.
Yes,
even with BKB, it's just so hard.
Yep. Gem. Fearless has a gem now. And I gotta tell you, John, I like the Silver Edge on Fearless as well, because I believe just breaking the Spectre might solve most of their issues.
It has. It really has. Like, it's made it very hard for Drew to approach these fights.
Nice coil. Yep. Here we go again. Look at the damage with the Wukong's command. It is a very painful fight. And by the way, that's it. GG well placed call. Motivate Trust. They make the comeback work. And by the way, I did confirm that the statues do crit. So
Beautiful.
they were critting for about 700 damage each statue, which is
Very nice.
a little bit ridiculous if you ask me.